Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about how you get your music signed, your synthwave or any genre of music signed really, how to get it signed to labels. I'm going to go through some tips and some tricks that can help you along your way. But one thing you've got to remember, which is the most important thing out of all this, no matter what you do, the most important thing is quality. And that will shine through over everything you do, no matter if you take any tips away or if you do absolutely nothing. The only thing, the main thing that's going to get you signed, get your music released, is quality. So I'm going to look at some ways how you can get the best quality, and then I'm going to look at some other stuff you can do in the background to help you build your brand and build yourself up so that you look more appealing to record labels. So obviously quality is the main thing first of all. How do you improve quality? Well, I've got a lot of tutorials on my website, on my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to to have a look at those. Drop questions in the comments. Anything you want help with, certainly let me know. Leave it on comments, and I'll certainly, if I got time to do tutorials and whatnot on them specific subjects, I'll definitely get around to doing them. So what I'm going to show you today as well, I'm going to show you what places I go to when I'm looking for, because you can never learn enough. You can always keep learning, no matter who you are or how much you think you know. You can always keep learning. So I'm going to share with you today some of the websites that I use, some of the channels that I watch and follow to help improve my quality, not just in synthwave, but in all genres of music as well. You know, synthwave's a unique niche genre at the moment, but a lot of the stuff that I use in synthwave, I use in other genres, deep house, and a lot of the techniques and stuff are very, very similar in what they do. So don't be put off by watching another channel that's only doing EDM stuff, because watch that. You can pick stuff up that they're doing, techniques that they're doing, and you can apply it to synthwave. So the first thing I'm going to do under the quality and resource sort of section is I'm going to show you some of the channels that I use to get tips and stuff off and help improve my music. So the first one here is Pensados Place. This guy is a mix engineer from America, and every week he does a weekly podcast sort of thing, and he has special guests on where he talks to these guys. Now these guys, remember, this is more on the mixing side of things, so it's not really to do with producing, but mixing, how to mix your music, not even mastering, just mixing. So this guy will talk to quite a few people. He's even had show tech and stuff like that on his channel. But what he also does every week as well, he does what's called Into the Layer, where he gives you tips and tricks on some of the stuff that he does and techniques that he uses. Like all these here are tips and tricks, and some of them are really useful. Like every single thing that this guy does, I've always tried, and everything. There's not one of these that I've not found useful. It's really, really good. So all these here that you see Into the Layer, they're all tips and tricks and stuff that will help you get your mix better. And again, like I said, this each one's on for about an hour 45 minutes long, where he talks to producers and talks about what stuff they like, and it's really, really good to watch that. So definitely go and subscribe to there. That's going to help improve your mixes. Another channel and company that I follow is called Sonic Academy, and these are based in Belfast. These are the guys behind Kick and behind Kickstart and behind behind Kick and Anna, the Simps Anna. So these guys make a lot of tutorial videos. Now you do have to subscribe to their websites in order to pick up stuff, but they do put stuff here and there, sort of stuff you can watch for free. It is useful to sign up, but you do get tips and stuff, and from there they give you tutorials on different doors. They give you tech tips which they release for free. They have interviews and whatnot, and one of the things they have as well, they actually have a full tutorial here from Timecop. I think we're going back quite a way now. They also review old software and stuff. It's really great resource channel, but again, this is, you have to pay to use this. Again, you can pick all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can watch for free, like all these videos you can watch for free, but they will do like a full walkthrough of how to make, say, a synthwave track, and there'll be maybe 10 videos, and they'll allow you to watch 2 for free. So even the 2 videos that you can watch, you can still pick up quite a lot. And as you can see, it does go back quite a bit now. Here we go. Look, how to make synthwave with Timecop. So you can watch 2 videos for free. That one's 10 minutes, that one's 5 minutes. And if you want, you can go on and buy the individual videos. So you can go on and buy just the the Time Cop tutorial. They've also got a brilliant pack for Synthwave and sample pack and apps. Really, really good if you want to have a look at those and maybe purchase those. So that's another channel that would advise you to check out. Now, another one would be Future Music Magazine. Now, I'm not sure if this is country restricted, but basically Future Music Magazine is a music magazine that comes out monthly in the UK. And every month they give away a free CD, and on that CD they have tutorials and stuff. But there is some great stuff on here as well. Again, full of great stuff you can look at, and they have like sessions with the Wide Boys, for example, who are very, very good in the likes of garage and drum and bass and house. Not drum and bass, sorry, house. They are very, very well known, respected, and they are really great producers. And a lot of the stuff that they show you in these videos, you can move this across to Synthwave. A lot of the tips and stuff, how to get your sound sounding better. Like I said, you can use it on Synthwave. So if you can follow this channel, here's another channel that I would recommend. Now, like I said, you can go back quite a way. Now, if you're on Facebook, one of the channels I recommend, one of the pages I recommend you follow is Mixed by Mozart. And this is just, he's another studio engineer, mix engineer, but he has short videos up there. It just gives you tips and tricks, and you may watch 100 of them and none of them make sense to you, but then there may be one that you just think, wow, that's fantastic, that really helps me. And he looks at a lot of hardware and software and whatnot, and this guy, I actually got some new headphones recently, and this is the reason why I got these headphones, because of this guy's reviewing them, and they are absolutely perfect. Pretty pricey, but they're absolutely brilliant headphones. So that's a channel I would recommend you follow on Facebook. And again, obviously you've got my channel as well, and then another one is Zen World. This guy does EDM as well, makes a lot of EDM music, but he does upload daily. And again, it's always worth looking at, because some of the tips he gives you are really, really good. Some of them are specific to likes of EDM, like when he's talking about how people get the certain sound and whatnot. But a lot of stuff as well you can use around as well. You can use them all over the place. Another guy that I've not actually put up here, but I would recommend to FL Studio users is Seamless. Seamless R, but the R's silent. Again, he's a guru on FL Studio. I mean, the stuff this guy can do on FL Studio, it's all the built-in stuff. So it's all stuff like he always uses the built-in synths. Very rarely would he go straight to a third-party plugin. It's mainly all done through the plugins that come with FL Studio, Harmless and whatnot, stuff like that. Now and again, you get a little bit of massive, but again, great resource, and great does user guide. So anyone that's thinking of moving to FL Studio or is really, really fresh in FL Studio and wants help, certainly go look at this. Go look through his videos. He's done a full guide for beginners and for people that are advanced. It's another great channel to look at. So that's resources. So quality is the most important thing, and all them websites that I've just shown you there now will help improve your quality. It's all about quality. Referencing your mixes, make sure you've got your quality as best it can be. You want to listen to a track and think, you know what, there's nothing else that I can do to get that track to sound better. So one of the things you can do as well, once you've obviously got your music done, you're happy with your music, there's a couple of different things you can go down. Obviously, you need to promote yourself. So you can maybe put your music on a YouTube channel, on a Soundcloud page. Start your Twitter. Now, I have quite a few I have two Soundcloud pages, but I've quite a few Facebook pages. I've got my own personal Facebook page, which is just like for personal stuff. You can, feel free to add me on there as well if you want. But then I've got a separate one that's just for sort of synthwave music for Retro Thunder, and I'll post updates and stuff on there. So get yourself a Facebook group page, get yourself a YouTube channel. Even if you're not going to do naught with it, start a YouTube channel, and just put maybe one video of one of your songs up or anything like that, just so you've got the URL. So what you also want to do with all these channels is they all want to be universal. They all want to be the same. So try to use the same artwork. Try to get the same ending. So, for example, www.soundcloud.com, / Retro Thunder Music, and then youtube.com/Retro Thunder Music, and then facebook.com/Retro Thunder Music. Try get them all universal. So just a quick tip on how to get your own custom URL on YouTube. So you go to your YouTube settings, click YouTube settings, and then you go to advanced here, and then just here your custom URL. You can then click this, and then you can change this to whatever you want. So that's one. So get your custom URL. Same with everything. Try to keep them all universal. So your SoundCloud, everything universal. Same artwork. So if anyone clicks on one of your pages by accident, and they go on another page, or they follow on to another page, they can see it's all consistent. It's all the same. They know it's the same person, the same brand. That's one way to help people identify if they see something and then there's maybe they're skipping through something, or later on you see your logo. I recognise that logo. Where's that from? Then that's one way of trying to pull them in. So make sure you get your everything universal with regards to promoting your music. What we'd also do as well is be active. Be active in the community as well. So a couple of ways you can be active. First of all, YouTube. Comment on videos. Get interactive. I'm not saying just with me, with all other channels. Get interactive. Write comments. Ask for help. Ask for information. How have you done this? How have you done that? Can you do this? Can you show me this? Get in and get involved. And then for Facebook, I would recommend on Facebook, Synthwave Producers. 10,000 people in this. 10,000 other like-minded Synthwave producers that just want the best out of Synthwave. This is a great forum to get involved in. Get on, ask to join. There's plenty of stuff in here, guys. It's a really great, it's one of the best. This is why I started giving stuff away for free, because of this forum or this Facebook group page. Some really nice people in there. So you can get on there. You can get feedback on your music, and you can get tips and stuff and tricks, and people review stuff and show you when there's sales. Like one of the plugins I reviewed was the Expand. This is where I found out about it. I found out on here that there was a sale on, and I got it for £1. So again, get on here at Synthwave Producers on Facebook. Get following, get liking, get involved. The more you get pass stuff around and the more you share stuff, the more you'll be recognised. So that's one page I would recommend as well. So you're active. Another way you can be active is on Twitter. Just jump over onto Twitter. Go to browse, and then music. There's quite a lot of people actually make music, and from time to time I've seen I go on here quite regularly. I've seen a couple of other people as well on here. Daniel Deluxe is sometimes streamed on here. There's just a few other people streaming as well. But again, go in, join. Don't go for the big groups. Go down to the low ones where there's maybe 4 or 5 people. Just join, see what they're making. If you don't like it, maybe give them some advice. You might get a little bit of advice back. Just one way to just get involved and check stuff out. I'm going to start my own streaming soon, where I can, you can come in and have a chat and whatnot. But for now, jump in, guys, get involved, talk to people, ask them questions, give me music to play. Like people down here that have got 2 or 3 views, jump in and go, listen, can you give me some feedback on this? They'll bite your hand off to review your music. I'm telling you, go in and do it and get some feedbacks of people that may not even like your genre, but maybe I'll tell you, this is sticking out, that's too loud, that's too quiet. Definitely go in and get involved there. So there's quite a few different ways you can get involved with the community. So I've talked about resources. Make sure your quality is up there. I've talked about having a universal brand. Make sure all your brands are identical. I've talked about getting involved in the community. So 2 more things left, really. One of them, obviously, is labels. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, getting your music out there. So there's quite a few different ways to get your music out there. One of them is YouTube. There's quite a lot of guys on YouTube now that will play your music. You can send them in and they'll upload a video to your channel. Yes, you might not be getting no money from it, but let's have a look. For example, NewRetrowave have nearly 500,000 followers. Nearly 500,000 followers. And if you go into one of their videos, they'll have all the social media links. So if you get a song on New Wave Retro's YouTube channel, you've access to 500,000 people viewing it. All you need is a handful of those people to follow the links to your SoundCloud, to your Bandcamp, and like it, purchase it, follow you, and that's how you build it up. So I'm going to give you a couple of different guys, a couple of different websites or YouTube channels and stuff that will put your music on their channel. So obviously New Wave Retro, again, it's quite difficult to get your stuff on there. That they are quite big. Don't be afraid to go to their website or to go about and follow to their website and send your stuff off. They'll always get back to you, tell you what if they like it, if they don't like it, whatnot. So there's one of them. Another couple of channels you can try here is the 80s guy. Again, 50,000 people. This is streaming constantly. Drop him there's his email there. Send him a message. Send him some of your stuff across. What do you think of this? Would you mind putting it on your channel? Let them do the the promotion for you. So there's another guy, the 80s guy. Another one here is Future City Records, which is also a label as well. So don't be afraid to send your stuff to these guys. The label, give the music to the label. Send it to them. If they don't like it, a lot of these labels will tell you why they don't like it. And that is a great way to get reference. It's okay, playing your song to your mum and your mum going, oh, that's great, that's fantastic, that's a number one hit there. It's not going to be number one. Send it to these guys, they'll tell you what's wrong with it, so you can actually go back and fix it and actually go back and improve it. So then when you resend another track, it ticks all their boxes, and that's obviously ideally what you want to do. So there's another one there. Here's another channel here, the Prime Thanatos, or however you pronounce that. 40,000, puts stuff up as well, guys. Follow him, send him, go to About page, follow whatever way he wants you to submit your music. Get submitting your music to him as well. Here's another one here, Total FM. Again, synthwave stuff. I'm subscribed to this, so I'm not sure if you can see. I'm not sure you how many. Well, they're getting about 5. Well, there's 6,000 there. 400. They're small, but again, get it sent in, because you never know when these labels are going to blow up, or when these radio stations, YouTube channels will blow up, and you've got your music on there. You've got it nice and early. So again, you can send stuff to there. So moving on to SoundCloud now. Can you send your stuff into SoundCloud? Of course you can. There's a couple of different top 10s on here. So there's one here called Drive Radio. I would say it's got 6,000 worldwide. Guys, get sending stuff to these. Find the contact details, send them in. Another one would be Synthetic Sundays. Beyond Synth. Get it sent into those. Synthetic Sundays and Beyond Synth for 2 separate shows. So get your stuff sent into those as well. And again, get liking and following people on here as well. And just be active on here as well. So there's quite a lot of ways you can help build your brand. You can help promote your music, because let's say 2 guys go to the biggest label in the world, and one guy, and both songs are more or less identical. The quality is identical. One guy goes with nothing but his record, and another guy goes with all this social media behind him. They're going to choose the guy that's got all the stuff behind him, because that's it. That he's seen the community. For example, there's a song. Now I'm not going to say his name or anything, but this is in EDM. There's a guy's song. It was in the top UK charts about 3 months ago, and it is the biggest pile of crap I've ever heard in my life, and it is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But it reached number 4. And the reason it reached number 4 is because of a massive DJ and massive support behind him. Loads of Twitter followers, loads of Instagram followers, and if that had been Joe Blogs that are going with that song, then I left him out of the record label, because it's him. They signed the record and it got to number 4. Not because it's good, it's pure crap, but because of the fact that he's well known and in his DJing. So again, so I'll just run through quickly what I've talked about then. So we're talking about quality. That's the most important thing. There's no way you're going to get a record signed without the quality being there. So ways to improve your quality. I've gone through all them different websites that you can look at. Facebook pages you can follow, websites you can sign up to. Get on the forums as well. Be active on the forums. Get your stuff listened to. On SoundCloud pages, send it to me. I've one of my videos has got a link to an email address where you can fire your stuff across, and I'll review it and give you tips and how to improve it if I can. Whether you take that on board is up to you, but that's one thing you can do as well. And then again, get involved on Twitch. Go on to Twitch, just flick through channels, see what people's doing, get involved, have a chat, find out how they do this, how they do that, and whatnot. Let them listen to your music. Like I said, go down to the numbers, less than 10. And say, listen, do you mind having a quick listen to this? Tell me what you think. If they say no, just leave and go into another one. And just do that to get a bit of feedback on your music. That's one way you're obviously going to improve. So send your music. So send into these channels. Get these songs uploaded onto these channels. Let these people listen to them. These guys are doing this all day without your music. They'd have no YouTube channel. So remember, they may be making money off the back of you, but the recognition that you're getting is absolutely massive. So get your music sent in, let them listen to it, let them put it on their channels, let people, you can go and you can read the comments, and that's one way of help improving you as a producer as well. And then again, be active, make sure everything's universal, make sure you've got a brand. So for example, if you send a song in to a label and they Google you, what they're going to find, and they're going to they want to be able to find somebody. They just don't want nothing in there at all. So I would get your brand built. When they Google your name, make sure it's unique. Like one of the guys on here that sent me a song the other day, his name's Slumber, but instead of a U, he has a V because when you Google Slumber, you come up with mattresses, but because he's now got a V, it's a very unique name. So all that's really going to come up is stuff to do with him and his music. So make sure you get yourself a unique name as well, and Google yourself regularly. See what if your music's being uploaded, if it's being ripped, it's being robbed. Just get your music out there. Again, I don't mean upload everything for free. Don't stick everything on file sharing sites for free. Do it properly. Do it through the channels that I'm showing you on YouTube and whatnot. Because these guys will look after your music. They won't just start handing it out left, right, and centre. They'll look after it and make sure no one else gets hold of it. But it'll be on their websites and whatnot, and you'll be recognised. And then obviously labels. So we're talking about labels. How many labels are out there? When you're sending your stuff to the labels that I have heard of, really, Future City Records is a small label that I've heard of. NewRetrowave Retro is another label that you can send your stuff to as well. All you need to do really is Google them. Google them, NewRetrowave Retro, and you get the information. So you go with Future City Records, and there they go, Future City Record, straight in there. If you want to set yourself a Bandcamp up again as well and release your music through your Bandcamp, you make all the profit. Bandcamp and PayPal take a cut, but there's no labels involved. So that's one way of obviously promoting. If you've got a big, massive following, on your social medias, then you might not need a label for Synthwave. You might be able to release stuff yourself. But anyway, so look, straight onto Future City Records, contact, and there we go. Contact form straight away. You can send your stuff in there, not a problem. Here's more stuff as well that shows shit directly. You click these, follow these, more record labels here. Look, I think that's FM84's. Look, see, so plenty of ways to get on through the actual labels. But before you go to the label, make sure your brand's built. So I know I've waffled on a little bit there now. I hope that some of the stuff that I've been saying to you makes sense. Like I said, there's no magic formula to get signed, but there is ways you can help. There's no magic formula to get your music released, but there's definitely ways you can help make sure that you're going in the right direction. And I'm not saying just be there for yourself. I'm saying make sure you're helping other people, because you help somebody out now. When you're starting out, when they're starting out, if they make it big and they remember you helping them out, they're going to do the exact same back to yourself, and you see that happening quite a lot in music these days as well. So that's about it really for this video. I've covered basically everything. I've covered resources, I've covered ways to get your music out there, make sure everything's universal, get your custom URLs built and whatnot. Get on a Twitch, send your music in, and be active. That's my advice. That's how you can help improve and get chances of your record getting signed to a record label and your music getting out there really. So that's about it for this video. So if there's anything else you want to ask me, any questions you want to ask me about specific labels or specific things that you've done or anything like that, certainly hit me up in comments below and I'll get back to you straight away. Thanks very much for watching.